Shalom and welcome to another edition of our Daily Bread on Messianic Torah. This week's Parashat is the second Parashat of the book of Shemot, also called Exodus, and it's called Vayera, which means "and I appeared." And in this segment, this is called Living the Parashat, and we basically take little chunks from the Torah portion or Parashat, and we convert them and show how we could apply those to our daily lives. That way we can actually live out the Torah and not just leave it on the page. So for Parashat Vayera 2014-15, some of the bullet points I selected out of here. First one is interesting. This one is called Knowing the Name. And basically when we get into verse Exodus 6:3, it says, "And I appeared unto Abraham," he's talking to Moshe, he says, "I appeared unto Abraham and unto Isaac," or Yitzhak and Yaakov, by the name El Shaddai. It doesn't. The name is actually implied, and that can actually slightly change the meaning, because otherwise it could be interpreted through El Shaddai. It says, "But by my name YHWH I was not known to them." And actually, Elizabeth Miller, a friend of mine, I was reading one of her comments, and she pointed out this, had a little discussion thread there about this, and I thought it was interesting that she related this back to the sacred namers, who are like, okay, if you don't say Yahweh or Yahuah or Yahuwah, or there's all of these different people who think, well, they've got the right name and the right enunciation, and if you don't think like them, then again, you're lost, they're found, they're smart, you're dumb, they're right, you're wrong. And I don't doubt that there's a correct way to enunciate it, but the problem is I've listened to many arguments from different people, and I have my own theories, but once you can get 2 or 3 right answers, once you can logically justify more than one answer, then you realize that you can't just go to the first right answer you get and say, oh, look, this looks logical, it seems plausible, so this is it, and everyone else must be wrong. A lot of people do that, and they sit down and they didn't bother to look at the other theories and realize there's like 4 theories, that interpretations that could have a legitimate claim to being the correct enunciation, and there's some that are easy to know that they're not right. Like for Jehovah, I don't think there's a lot of substantiating that one. But the fact is, there's other ones that are close and similar or slightly different that could be justified. And so don't stop right there. But this comes into this whole concept of knowing the name. If you don't know the name, just because you think you know the name, then you're just blindly following something, and if you're wrong, you're no different than everybody else who followed the name they thought. And it gets into this big thing of everybody in their mind is right because they think their justification makes it right. Therefore, they go pound people on the head. Oh, you don't have the real name. I do. I'm special. All this. You know what we've been given in the text? Yod, He, Wah, He, 4 consonants. Okay? The vowel points, you don't know. You're not going to be able to verify that. Even if someone vowel pointed it, you can't verify where they got that vowel pointing from. You can take it back to the ancient Hebrew where there isn't vowel points, okay, which is older. So if you're working off a newer interpretation, newer vowel points, a piece of stone written in something, it's not going to have the vowel points if it's old enough to be closer to the original. So what's the point in going with something that's just theoretical? There's lots of theories. If you don't know, why not go with what was given to you? Yod, He, Wah, He. That's why I spell it out. Because that's what's in the text. If you pull up anything and you see the text, no matter how old it is, there's going to be 4 consonants. That's what God gave us. And we presume, like when we presumptuously sin, when they presumed to go up the hill without God, they were destroyed. The prophet who says something presumptuously in the name of God is put to death. Okay? You got to wake up to some of these things. I don't presume to know what wasn't given to us. I think it will be given to us, but I say what's there, YHWH. So that's my 5 minutes on knowing the name.